We also have our guest joining us, Dr. Santanu Sen. We have PKD Nambiar and Anirban Banerjee joining us on the broadcast this afternoon. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us here on NDTV. Let me first take my first question to PKD Nambiar. PKD Nambiar, if there are allegations that are being thrown out with saying that Ganguly has been sidelined because he didn't join the BJP party. Is there a political vendetta behind this?
Divya, if that is the question, then the question should also be asked: is the Roger Binny a BJP man? Is he a party member or a party leader? No. The idea is that in politics, the politics should keep politicians ideally should keep themselves away, or rather, the politicians should not be looking at the sports with the blind eye of the typical politics. Let the sports be taken care by a different method altogether. BCCI has been one of the most successful sports body, not only just in India, across the world. It's a role model for it. I think Sourav Ganguly, if at all, if there is something wrong being done to Sourav Ganguly, I think he has completed his term, and if he wanted to have a second term, he should speak out. And I don't think Trinamool Congress, or for that matter, any other political party, needs to represent him. He is a very articulative Indian sportsman, and secondly, that he's one of the most successful sportsmen. I've got a fan base all across. I am a great fan of him. I think politicizing and Trinamool trying to just try to fish something out of it is really unwanted. Let the Indian cricket team, and Indian cricket is doing extremely good. There was some kind of a bad image it had some time back, and I think Sourav Ganguly under his leadership has done extremely good. And Roger Binny is another veteran cricketer who was a part of the 1983 the first World Cup winning team. And I think discrediting somebody who is potentially maybe an equally a good candidate while creating some kind of a political controversy is unwarranted. Let the sports be sports. Let's take the sports these things in a sportsman spirit, and I'm sure that Sourav Ganguly will not be keen to have this as a controversy. And right. Roger Binny is, as far as I know, that he is not a BJP man.
Right. We also have Dr. Santanu Sen, TMC MP, joining us this afternoon. Very good afternoon, sir. If you can tell us, what are the bases of these allegations? You know, the TMC is alleging political vendetta. What are the bases?
Yeah, there would be two parts of my answer. First of all, it's not simply a question of politicizing. It's a statement based on hard reality. First of all, if I would like to answer Dilip Ghosh, I must remind you, Dilip Ghosh is the person who got elected from the state of Bengal, and after meeting the national leaders, he asked the national leaders not to give money to Bengal, which proves that he is already possessing an tremendous anti-Bengal and anti-Bengali statement. Probably he would deny in future that Sourav Ganguly is not from the state of Bengal. Now, if I would like to answer the statement raised by my previous speaker, yes, of course, Roger Binny is a renowned cricketer, but Sourav Ganguly was the captain of Indian team who took our team India to the World Cup, and who brought this concept of Team India. My question to my previous speaker is: was Sourav Ganguly unable to run the BCCI properly? My question is Amit Shah's son Jai Shah, who hardly held a bat in his entire lifetime, can be retained as secretary for the second term? What was the harm to keep Sourav Ganguly as the president for the second term? Number two, who is the new treasurer of the newly constituted BCCI? Is he not a political leader from BJP? Is he not an MLA? Number three, who is Anurag Thakur? He is not a central minister of BJP, whose brother has been brought in the newly constituted BCCI. Number four, is it not the fact that Amit Shah visited Sourav Ganguly's house few months back and he had a full court dinner? And is it not the fact that Sourav Ganguly was proposed to join BJP repeatedly? Is it not the fact that Sourav Ganguly was proposed to be a candidate against Trinamool Congress, against Mamata Banerjee? Is it not the fact that Sourav Ganguly denied to join Bharatiya Janata Party, and that's why he has become he has fallen prey to this political vendetta? Sourav Ganguly was capable enough to run the BCCI for the second term, especially when Jai Shah is continuing as secretary for the second term. Sourav Ganguly was capable enough to be retained as president for the second term. It's absolutely as because he didn't give his consent to join BJP, as he was shown in several government programs along with Mamata Banerjee, as he was not ready to contest against Trinamool Congress, and as because he is from the state of West Bengal run by Trinamool Congress led by Mamata Banerjee, he has been victimized so brutally, and it's absolutely condemnable.
Right. So, PKD Nambiar, if you can reply to that, valid questions being raised there, especially concerning Amit Shah's son Jai Shah. If he can stay on as a secretary and have a second innings, why can't Mr. Ganguly?
First and foremost, to the Honorable MP, the question is that is Sourav Ganguly appointed Trinamool Congress as a political party to reply if he was ill-treated, he wanted to become the second time, he wanted to contest or not? So it's as if it is more of like a hypothetical question, whether is it something like Sourav Ganguly, he himself wanted to be the second term or not. He may not be even wanted to be in that. Secondly, that the vice president, the Rajiv Shukla, he is for congressman. In the BCCI, almost every political party, including the NCP, the Congress, Rajiv Shukla has been there in the BCCI team for maybe at least 20-25 years. 8 to 10 years, I was a part of the cricket activities in India as a business, and I have seen that every political party had their own people, whether it is from BJP, NCP. How can you even think of that? Sharad Pawar was one of the longest serving BCCI president for several years. I think Trinamool Congress politicizing and speaking on behalf of, as if portraying that there is an injustice has been done to Sourav Ganguly. I think Sourav Ganguly is one of the finest cricketer who can articulate, who can speak for himself. I don't think they require Trinamool Congress. He is trying to grab the attention of, that what's happening in Bengal. There are riots happening all across. The corruption is at its peak. So they are just looking for an opportunity to divert the attention. And I think I can only request the Honorable MP and the Trinamool Congress leave Sourav Ganguly alone. He is the Prince of Calcutta. He is India's pride. And he has done extremely good for the cricket, and both as a sportsman and as well as a cricket administrator. Roger Binny is equally a great cricketer, and he will also be able to do a good job. As far as the Jai Shah is concerned, I think they have some special love for Jai Shah. I think he's just completed one term, and he has been asked to continue for another term on his own will if he is doing it. And he has also done extremely good. So I think nobody should be speaking. All these people are individually successful personalities, and nobody requires to speak on their behalf. They themselves can represent them. And I think let's not try to create an issue from nowhere unless and until Sourav Ganguly comes out and say that he has been treated bad and he wanted to be into the BCCI. And many people in the cricket wanted to continue forever, but that may not be the right way. I think this time around, and BCCI president is the topmost position. So
let me just take this to the TMC as well. Let me just ask Dr. Santanu Sen. He might, in fact, we have Anirban Banerjee with us. He might be nominated for the ICC president's role. Is that possible?
First of all, I strongly condemn the utter lie that my friend Mr. Nambiar said that there are riots all across Bengal. I'll tell you, sir, this is not UP or Gujarat. There are no riots in Bengal. So please stop spreading your propaganda. That's number one. And number two, regarding the present issue, whether it's the ICC, the post of ICC chairman or the BCCI president post, the question comes to mind, what was wrong with the post of the president of the Asian Cricket Council? You just tell me, how come as an administrator, Mr. Jai Shah was ever more capable than Mr. Sourav Ganguly? As an administrator, as a cricketer with his own legacy, has Mr. Jai Shah ever touched a bat or ball? No. But he is the president of the Asian Cricket Council. And this present political dispensation, they have considered that Mr. Jai Shah is more than capable to continue in a second term than Mr. Sourav Ganguly to continue in a second term as the president. He has been brutally removed from his post. He has been removed. He wasn't even given an option to opt out. He was simply removed. if you want to ask a question that whether Mr. Roger Binny is not capable enough, why not remove Mr. Joy Shah and state Mr. Roger Binny in the secretary post and let Mr. Ganguly continue as the president of the BCCI? It's very clear that Mr. Ganguly, since he has repeatedly refused to join the BJP, the state BJP anyway does not have any credible face in West Bengal. Therefore, they had to pick up somebody as popular as Sourav Ganguly to prevent their boat from sinking. Mr. Ganguly has refused this proposal over and again. And therefore, he has been a part of this political vendetta, target of this political vendetta. He has been brutally removed. Let's not divert from this fact. He was not given any option that, sir, you might
further role for Sourav Ganguly in the BCCI?
After you are removed from the BCCI president post, what role can be left? Can you delegate a, say, captain of the Indian cricket team? Can you ask him to become a captain of a state team? You can't do that. After the BCCI president post, only the ICC chairman post will be open. But it's very clear, amply clear now, that he has been removed. He has not been given an option that, sir, you will go to the ICC
Shah is
chairman.
also expected to replace Ganguly even as India's representative at the ICC board. If that was to happen, I mean, of course, that's still to be seen. He declined the IPL offer of chairmanship, and that was because he was heading BCCI. Now that he's being removed from BCCI, what role does he have left as far as ICC
that's a wrong
board
statement.
is
It is not a removal. It is not a removal.
That is the point. He
How
has
can
been
it be a
removed.
removal, Divya?
After that is an insult to one of the most iconic captain of cricket in India. That is an insult to India as a
Absolutely
country.
no,
That is an
absolutely
insult
no.
to
How
West Bengal
can
and
you even
Bengalis
say
as a
that?
whole.
Come on, how can you say that when his term ends, when his term is over, how can it be called as a removal,
has insulted the Bengali pride.
Well, now, Roger Binny, he is unopposed and he is most likely to become the BCCI president. What kind of role do you think he'll be taking on? How will his role shape up? PKD Nambiar.
Well, see, I can only say that the word removal, I think it has been used multiple times in this discussion so far. That is absolutely wrong and just with an intent to create some kind of issue from nowhere. His term ends at the September 30th as a BCCI president. After that, either he can become again or otherwise it's over. The term is over. So how can it call somebody when somebody's term as a president is over be as a removal? I think that is really an unwarranted statement and my friend should be taking that word back. This is not a removal. He may not have been elected again. That can be one question. Why it is not been elected? That can be again an answer which can be given by Sourav Ganguly. Nobody else. I don't think that Sourav Ganguly, as far as I know, that have not appointed anybody to speak on his behalf that he was removed or he was ill-treated. He's going to be getting another promotion or he may have taken up another role, which we don't know. I think let Sourav Ganguly respond, then we should discuss on it. And creating this, suddenly there is a Bengali pride coming in. During the last 5 years, when there is all these rumors were going on, all the TMC people were attacking Sourav Ganguly because there was a rumor that he might be joining the BJP. Today, suddenly Sourav Ganguly is becoming a Bengali pride and they all wanted
we'll have to leave it at that, gentlemen. We're totally out of time. Thank you so much for joining us here on NDTV this afternoon. Well, it is that, the elections that are going to be taking place on the 18th of October in Mumbai to know who will be taking on the role of the president of the BCCI.